There appears to be a undercover ring of congressmen. This is exposed by Tim Burchett, who's here in Tennessee, but he's up on Fox News on Jesse Waters' show, saying that there is a scandal of people doing things on tape, and then their vote is directly influenced by those people that are recording those events. This is news that we should all know about, of course. This should be a huge exposure of this undercover investigation, not just Jesse Waters talking about it. Doug Tenaple, this is Doug in Exile. Welcome. This is where all the happy patriots are. We're going to start exposing all these dark, recessed corners of Congress as they try and destroy our political system, the deep state. And Trump is going to beat them all the way to 2020. Let's watch.
The way the country's running, we should assume the politicians are being sexually blackmailed. How can you explain the open border or the record spending and all the BS that comes out of that town?
If you logically look at what's happening with the border, there really is no explanation for it. Some outside force has to be working on our political figures. And so probably the most common one that's been used in the past, we saw this back in the musical Hamilton. It's blackmail. It's the media sets up encounters and then uses them to influence their vote. It's kind of an easy move to make if you're corrupt.
Well, Congressman Tim Burchett of Tennessee says sexual blackmail in the House, just a part of the deal.
And this coming up will scare you in how kind of nonchalant and average this sounds. They're saying it's very common. By the way, this is on our very own Benny Johnson show. Very proud of him for making it on Fox News.
It's how it works. You're visiting, you're out of the country or out of town, or you're in a motel or bar in DC, and whatever you're into, women or men or whatever, comes up and they're very attractive and they're laughing at your jokes and you're buying them a drink. Next thing you know, you're in the motel room with them naked. And next thing you know, you're about to make a key vote. And what happens? Some well-dressed person comes up and whispers in your ear, "Hey man, there's tapes out on you. Were you in a motel room on whatever with whoever?" And then you're like, uh-oh, and said, "You really ought not be voting for this thing."
And that might explain a lot of changes of votes in Congress. I do like the way Tim Burchett says, and suddenly you find yourself naked, Nekkid, I believe that's spelled naked, because there's no other explanation why some of these votes you go like, well, why would they suddenly support Marjorie Taylor Greene? Why would they suddenly turn against Marjorie Taylor Greene? Why would they support Mitch McConnell? Then why would they turn their backs on Mitch McConnell? And there's all kinds of things behind the scenes that could be going on that are actually a completely rational explanation. This is a oddball, weird, secret conspiracy thing that I actually believe is entirely possible, probably likely.
Wow, I only thought there was like one Swalwell. Turns out there's dozens.
It could be an entire house of Swalwells. Jesse Waters is exposing this, so he actually gets some kind of credit, because I think Fox News is partially involved with all this stuff, controlling narrative, telling stories. Right now, the big money's behind Nikki Haley going through Fox News. So we're here exposing that just so you know where the big money is. But the people are still behind Trump. Are you still with us on this? Are you ready to get into 2024? I'm Doug in Exile.